2 weeks to wealth. My name is Walter Morello, and we have been journeying through these 52 weeks for the last 24 weeks. This is Wealth Principle 24, the power of stick-to-it-iveness. Now, you can Google that word, and it is actually a word. It's only got two hyphens in the name, and what it means is to stick to something relentlessly, the ability to stick to something for life, a powerfully long commitment. Another definition, if you look it up in the Merriam, is doggedness, unrelenting doggedness towards a goal, a desire to accomplish something so powerfully that nothing can get in the way, and you will stick to it until accomplished. Hands to the camera if you recognize that sort of goal, that sort of doggedness, stick-to-itiveness would be unstoppable if you had that in your life. Hands to the camera. Let's see some hands. Yep. Excellent. So we do the 52 weeks to wealth as a way to double our income. That's right. Double your income, double your net worth, and create financial freedom for yourself. If you're here and you want to make financial freedom, put your hands to the camera if you want more money in your life. Excellent. Would you like to do it with less work? Put your hands to the camera if you want to do it with less work. More money, less work. Excellent. So anybody who's new to the program, anybody who's new to this series of wealth building, they may think that we're a bunch of lazy people. But the truth is, we're just aware that hard work will not get you rich. There's too many gurus in this space say, you got to work hard, you got to work hard, you got to work hard. You've got to take action. You've got to move fast. Otherwise, somebody else will take it from you. And what I've discovered is that you must move correctly, persistently, and you must stick to it even if you fail. Now, Wealth Principle 24 used to be called, you will fail, do not give up. But I felt like that kind of fell flat. It didn't feel like it was powerful enough. And I noticed that it wasn't drawing people in. For whatever reason, Wealth Principle 24 was one of the principles that people seem to skip. When in reality, Wealth Principle 24 has been my one resource my entire life. I have known about this word stick-to-itiveness since I was about 18 years old. And when I was 18, I was going through the dictionary. I saw this super long word that I've never heard of, and I didn't believe it was actually even a word. And I was going through, and fun fact, I've read over 400 books. The dictionary is one of them. I ran through the dictionary just so I could understand some of the words, just to interest myself, see some things that I'd never seen before. And stick-to-itiveness is one of those words that just kind of stuck in my mind because I said, this is what I've done my entire life. This is what I've done that has made me a little unique, a little different from others, a little faster, giving me an unfair advantage. In real estate investing, we want an unfair advantage. In business, we want an unfair advantage. The person who makes the most money is the person who has something that they have an abundance of that they can just give away. And if you've seen that before, somebody has so much of something, they can give it away at a fast pace, at a volume, and with great quality service. You look at McDonald's is a great example of someone who can pump out burgers and fries, but then you go to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, and it's like, man, you got to wait for 10 minutes before they get that thing out. Still a burger, still French fries. Hands to camera if you've ever had this experience with fast food and a traditional restaurant. And I've been to burger joints take 30 minutes to get your food out. And the difference comes down to the design, what they're meant to do, like why and how they do it. At McDonald's, they can produce so much more because of a system. And that's also their commitment to the customer. That was what they were designed to do. We're going to do an exercise today like we do every week, so that you can become more committed, so that you can reach your goals. Has anybody ever had an issue with reaching a goal they set out to do, and they felt like, that goal should have been done? Anybody? Am I the only one who's ever wished they were a little more committed, had a little more stick-to-itiveness in their life? So one of the goals that was important to me was this 100 millionaires thing, right? 100 millionaires, inspired to build 100 millionaires. I've been talking about it for 2.5 years now. We're in season 3 of the 52 weeks of wealth. This time, the stick-to-itiveness means a lot more to me. I've been writing the book itself, the idea behind stick-to-itiveness, how to use it. And so I've got a few more tools than I've ever had in the past on this particular wealth principle. So I'm going to share with you 8 steps to be more committed, 8 steps that will help you get to the next level in your life so that you can reach any goal that you want. But in order to reach any goal, you must first have a goal. Remember, Wealth Principle 1 was think a million. Wealth Principle 2 was choose a business that can make $1 million. Hands to camera if you were here for Wealth Principle 1 and 2. If you got your businesses, you know what you're talking about today. You know where we're going. Excellent. If you don't remember, I'll give you 5 seconds to choose a business. Remember, we don't work after a business unless it can make $1 million. If a business can only ever become a $60,000 business, it's not worth your time. A business that would be an example like that is buying used clothes from some sort of thrift store, customizing those clothes yourself, and then putting them on the internet. A business like that can't get past 60, 80, $100,000 because it's not super scalable. It has a flaw within its design. But a business like investing in real estate has made more millionaires than any other business on the planet. Net worth millionaires anyway. Now, income millionaires, that is actually done in the fintech space, the financial space that Ryan McDermott is a part of, the financial planners. Those guys make more cash flow, more money per month because of something called residual income. And if you've heard of residual income, and you understand it's one of the keys to recession proofness. So we're going to talk a lot about becoming recession proof over the next 90 days as we get closer and closer to the 100 Millionaires Summit, because there is, in fact, a recession upon us. Now, you know, I'm a positive person. I love talking about positivity and, hey, you know, no matter what happens, we're going to make money. Well, it's true. Hands to the camera if you're a real estate investor. Or where my real estate investors at? Anybody? Yeah, all of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Real estate investors have been seeking a recession for 14 years. Ever since 2008, we said, man, when this thing comes around, we're going to be so rich. I will be so prepared for it. In 2012, when I bought my first multifamily, I was thinking, this is the one. I'm going to buy this. And like a year or two later, market's going to crash. I'm going to crush it again. Because we used to hear the 8-year cycle, the 7-year cycle. Has anybody heard those numbers before? 7-year cycle, real estate. Excellent. And we believed it, right? In 2008, was the beginning. So then we said, okay, 2010, that's 2 years. 2015, that's got to be a 7-year cycle, which boom, it's got to crash again. In 2015, I bought another multifamily. I bought a multifamily every single year from 2012 on. I've never had a year without buying a multifamily except for this past 12 months. This past 12 months, just the deals haven't shown up for me. But during that period, I was terrified. I was thinking market's going to crash. Market's over. It's game over. Things are done. But I kept buying. 2015, 2016, 2016, I bought almost 30 units. 2017, bought another 20 something units. In 2018, we started selling off property. We started selling things off because we thought we really thought we were going to crash. Prices had skyrocketed so much, and there seemed to be a little slowdown in the market. And we started selling a couple properties. We got down to 12 units. We were up to 42. We got all the way down to 12 units. And then the market didn't crash. The market kept going and deals started showing up. Deals were showing up everywhere. So we kept buying again. We started buying in, and we got all the way up to 55 or 56 units. Actually, no, we were higher than that because we picked up a rooming house that was 48 units. So we were almost 100 units. We were way up there at this 100 unit point. And now we're at 2022 and we feel it. Man, we feel it in a way that we have never felt it before. We see the Fed sticking to it. See, in 2018, the Fed raised the rate 25 points, then 25 points, and then froze, and then went reverse and pulled them back because of COVID. COVID's gone, right? COVID is completely out. They've dropped a ton of money into the system. And now, as real estate investors, you're being told by me and a very few other small group of real estate investor gurus, because most of them are saying, keep buying, this works, but the numbers don't work, right? In many cases, they don't work. And it's okay to hold a cash position. Cash is not always trash. Although I will say right now, as a real estate investor, Ron and I are net sellers. We are selling again. We're also holding a lot of our real estate. I'm talking about the most recession-proof product there is, and then the second most recession-proof product. Because if you're not in the first one, and it's hard to get into right now, you're going to want room for the second one. Hands to camera if this is worth knowing, worth sharing with somebody you know. Excellent. Now, being stick-to-itiveness, embodying the power of stick-to-itiveness, it takes 8 steps. And I'm going to go through a PowerPoint that I put together for you because I want to make sure everybody gets this. And I understand many of you are visual. So before we jump into the book of the week, please make sure who can hold me accountable. Hands camera, you'll be willing to hold me accountable to make sure that I come back to recession proof and those investments. Excellent. Mark Doswell, Amy McMurray. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to share the screen real quick. Wealth Principle 24 is the power of stick-to-itiveness. This is doggedness. This is moving through anything that challenges you in life. You got to set a goal. So 8 steps to commit to your goals. The first step is set a goal. So right now, you got about 5 seconds to set a goal. Any goal does not matter. I set a goal to become a billionaire in the next 8 years. I set a goal to be a billionaire 4 years ago, and I'm just moving in progressive nature to that. I've doubled my net worth, doubled my income every single year, and that has allowed me to know that I'm on track to becoming a billionaire. Hands to the camera, if you could do that kind of math yourself, you understand that it's just math to get to a billionaire. Just keep doubling every year, or go to a billion and double your way back, right? How many times do you have to come and split a billion in half? So we set the goal, whatever it may be. And for most of you, let me share, for most of you, it won't be a billion, and it shouldn't be, right? For most of you, a million or 2 million at 6% interest is $120,000 a year. Hands to the camera if you could live on that. If there's anybody on this call who could live with 120 a year, all right. Anybody who could live on $250,000 a year. Anybody who, if you didn't have to work for it. I see a few shaking your heads. $1 million a year. Would $1 million a year be satisfying? Some of you are meant to be billionaires. The rest of you, it's okay. Give yourselves a round of applause if you're okay with where you want to be, right? You set your goals. All right. It's not about money either. It's not all about money. Money is just a resource. It's just a tool. It's just a way to get the things that you actually want, to support the people that you want. 2, commit to the process. You must commit to the process. And what a commitment is an emotional experience. It is not a logical experience. The math is logical. The decision that this goal is worthwhile, the ideas around how to get there, that's one of the next steps, is all logical. In order to commit to it, it is an emotional experience. This is why so many smart people, intelligent people who have degrees never get the things that they want. It's because they're not willing to commit. They don't understand what their emotional, how to tap into their heart, how to tap into their spirit. And so they're emotionally shut down. They have no sauce, no energy, no juice. And it's if you can experience that commitment is emotions. You can see that. You can feel it. So how do I explain how to commit to the process? It would be just one of those times where you have in your life said, no matter what, I am getting this. No matter what, I will never be treated this way again. No matter what, this person will see me for who I am, and I will do the thing that I've committed to do, no matter what. You might want to write that down. NMW, no matter what. And another sentence that makes me feel so powerful is whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, or WIT. Is an emotional experience. And when you write those down, I really want you to close your eyes just for a minute and feel that level of commitment. You wrote down a number a little while ago. Step 1, write a goal, set a goal. You wrote down a number, and maybe you wrote down a way of life, a quality of life that you're expecting for yourself. Feel it as if it was already yours and someone took it away from you, and you're saying, that is fucking mine. I'm coming back to it no matter what, whatever it takes. Absolutely. Open your eyes, write down that feeling one more time, write it down, whatever it takes, no matter what, I will produce this result. Now, the next step to committing to the process is you've got to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan in order to accomplish anything. Now, your plan doesn't have to be perfect. And this is one of the challenges that I've seen a lot of people as we've coached, hundreds of millionaires over the years. We've gone through people who started with absolutely nothing, come to me and say, okay, like, how do I become a millionaire? First mistake they make, how, right? Well, if you commit and you stick to it, and then you ask me what to do next, because what to do next is a little more important than how you do it. And who can do it for you is even more important. That's super high leverage, but whatever. I'm a mentor, so I've answered the question. How to do it. I give them the how. I give them the plan. I give them a strategy, $1 million strategy. Put on a piece of paper. I'll go with the simplest, biggest one I've ever done. Hands to camera if you like to see my biggest, easiest millionaire strategy. Simplest one. Buy a $5 million property for $4 million. And if you want to get really rich, buy a $5 million property for $3 million. Right? You want to make $2 million in a day? Just go and purchase a property that is worth far more than you've been thinking about. Most people think about a $250,000 property. That's their baseline. Or if you're in a higher market, you think about a $500,000 property, maybe a $1 million property if you're in New York City or San Francisco. But most people aren't thinking on big enough properties to hit these goals quickly, overnight. Hands camera if that's been true for you too. You've experienced that. You know somebody who's experienced that. Anybody know somebody who's been thinking small before? It doesn't have to be you, right? All right. All right. So plan. It has to make sense, but it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're spending too much time planning, because we've had a lot of people come to the mentorship. By the way, hands to camera if you've been in the mentorship. If you're somebody who's been through the Alchemist mentorship program, hands to the camera. Shit, where my Alchemist at? Hell yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. You spent the money, you invested the time, and you got into this tribe. That's why your face, your beautiful face is on this camera right now, available so everybody can see the people that could be invested with, the people that I know, like, and trust, the people that do things morally, ethically, and legally. If you're seeing their cameras on the screen right now, if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you're seeing their faces, these are people who have been through my mentorship program. Ask about them, right? Like, sure, if you want to do a deal with them, ask me. I will vouch for any one of these people because I know that they do things morally, ethically, legally. They've been trained by me, by other millionaires, the millionaire coaches, the celebrity coaches have all written books on this call. By the way, let's give our celebrity coaches, there's 8 millionaire coaches who have written books on their special subjects. Mike's book's coming out in partnerships, coming soon. And they're donating and dedicating their time to building millionaires. Why do we do that? Yeah, it's because we set out a plan of how to make the world a better place. And we said it starts with the first 100. Now, the plan hasn't been perfect. We've had to adjust it. Hands to camera if it's okay if you adjust your plan as you go. You're willing to do that. Excellent. So step 3 is write down a plan. Just get something in writing so you can start. It may change. It may have to change. That's okay. Step 4, let go of the need to feel like it already, right? Let go of the need to feel like it's not working, to feel like, oh, it might not happen for me. Like, let go of that need to feel like it. Does that make sense? Right? Has anybody ever gone through an experience and felt like, oh, these things aren't working. Like, why isn't it like working for me? Like, I just don't feel like it, like things are in place. Anybody ever like done something and felt like they didn't do it right? Or started doing something that felt like they weren't the right person to do it? Like, or has anybody ever in the morning, you woke up and you didn't feel like doing the thing you were supposed to do? Like you didn't want to go to the gym. Has anybody felt that before? So when I say feel like it, again, the only feeling that matters is your commitment. All the other feelings are lies. The mind, the subconscious, the body, like all of these things are going to throw, I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like going and making that call. I don't feel like jumping on that conversation with that next person. About a few months ago, I jumped on 140 phone calls. 100, and I'm a self-proclaimed introvert. I'll tell you, like when I started this business, I was an introvert, and it was only by extrovert I was able to serve more people. I had to change how I felt, right? Because I feel like it, right? I feel like jumping on calls with people. But when I saw our community, struggling, there was just a lot of people who weren't doing things that I think were beneficial to them. I jumped on 140 calls with every single person in this community, one-on-one. And it took me 2 weeks, and the calendar was tight. Dorina remembers I was stressed every day because I was talking to so many people, and at night I just had to charge, but I did it. And at the end of it, I was stronger, I was tougher, but the community was stronger. The community was tougher. Every single person I had a conversation with was on fire again because they know the value of my time. And also the things that I say in those calls are truth, because I've spent so much time with the best coaches in the business, right? Dr. Terry Wade was a psychologist and a hypnotist and an NLP practitioner. Doug McGurk has traveled the country with with Tony Robbins for 3 years, one of his coaches that Tony trusted to teach other people. Mike Shine has been partnering with people for years. Mitch Dorsky, right? Studying stocks, crypto. He's been trading for hedge funds for years. Ryan McDermott has been teaching people how to adjust their finances and their taxes. And of course, I'm a multimillionaire a couple times over from real estate, from business. So when I'm in those calls with someone, while I'm doing the Millionaire Path consultations with a person, it's coming from a place of knowledge. Hands can't recognize that didn't happen overnight, right? But I stuck to the plan that me and the other coaches committed to get us to where we are. I don't always feel like it. You're not always going to feel like it. Please stick to it. Again, that's what stick-to-it-iveness is all about. where the goal is recession proof, right? Hands the camera, right? Before I go any further with this, hands the camera if you want to be recession proof. You know there's a recession here. We're not negative about it. Like I don't give a shit that there's a recession. I'm excited. This means buying opportunity all over the place, right? We can see it right now in the stock market. We see it in the crypto market. Dude, you know, if you buy anything right now, Bitcoin has been to 60,000 before. So it's going back, you know, unless Bitcoin just becomes worth nothing. But there's too many things that say it's going. What about Tesla? We've seen Tesla at 1,500, right? It's at 700 right now. I know it's going back. It's impossible not to. Same with Apple. Like these stocks, these businesses, these are huge opportunities. Hands came for seeing this. You're grasping that all of these opportunities, if they've been there before, they've got to go back there again. Unless you know, the planet blows up and we don't ever use electric cars again. Anybody think we're going back to ICE, you know, the internal combustion engine? It's just not going to work, right? We have to go forward with electrical cars. So those companies continue to, and by the way, this is not a Tesla pump. Like I couldn't give a shit. Although Mike does own some Tesla. So like I'm talking about opportunity is here. Opportunity is today. Now in the real estate space and the business space, I see way more opportunity, especially in business, especially in cash flowing businesses. This is how we become recession proof. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit later. And Scam, if you do want to know how to become recession proof, that's really important to you. All right. All right. Let's continue forward with this then. Then we'll jump into that before we end this. Step 5, just get on with it wherever you are today. Many of the times I sit down with some of our students as we're going through these Millionaire Path consultations, and I'll be asked, well, I want to quit my job. Has anybody ever joined the mentorship because they wanted to quit their job? Anybody on the camera ever joined because they wanted to quit their job, didn't like it? Excellent. Just about everybody has said that in one of those calls. And they'll say, okay, I want to quit my job. I want to start, you know, being a real estate investor today. That's not what I mean by getting on with it. I'm not saying quit. What I'm saying is just start wherever you are. Just start today. Just make the first call. And sometimes it is a book, you know, like when we jump into the mentorship, we do have books that we read and we do go through some process of training, but it's designed to be putting in offers within 30 days. The mentorship can put in offers within 30 days. If you're somebody who's been procrastinating and hasn't put in an offer and you've been through the mentorship, that is something to like this stage, memorize this, right? Just get on with it. Just do it. The worst thing that happens when you submit an offer that you can't handle is you don't get the house. Hands scan for catching this. Worst thing that happens, right? You line up your contract so that your deposit is always protected. Don't go hard deposits, like don't go hard cash, and you will be safe. So make sure that you're putting in your offers, doing the one thing that it takes to become successful. Ask. You must ask. You just jump in the game. And the next one. So hands to the camera before we move forward. Do I have a commitment that you will ask? You'll just get on with it? Yes? We're just going to get on with it? Excellent. Excellent. Powerful community. Powerful group. Every one of you is an alchemist because you take action. Tell people or not. Step 6. Should I tell people or should I keep it to myself? Who here has heard a guru say, don't tell people what you're doing? Ask if you've heard a guru say this. Somebody on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, like, don't tell anybody. You've heard these fucking TED Talks. Hey, don't tell people about what your plans are, right? I'm not the only one who's heard this shit, right? Is the biggest lie out there. It is the biggest lie in the industry of success. Every single guru you've ever heard say, don't tell people about what you're doing, is lying to you. That is their own emotional insecurity, and they got lucky to get to the success level that they got. They used other things like stick-to-it-iveness to get to where they were going. For leverage, who here likes leverage? Unfair advantages? Anybody like an unfair advantage? Excellent. Tell other people what you're doing. Just be thick-skinned enough that if you tell a hater what you're doing and they tell you, oh, well, that will never work. Well, you see, in the past, you have experiences that you just weren't good enough. Remember the times you weren't good enough to get something done? So you don't have what it takes to be successful in this right now. Hands camera, if you got those haters, you know who they are. That's the or not part. That's the don't tell those people, right? Unless you're like me, who gets fueled by haters. If you're somebody like me, like my mom was my biggest hater growing up, right? Growing up, like my mom, anything I said I was going to do, she was like, oh, you can't do that, honey, because you've never done it before. And by the way, the word because is a very powerful word. Anything you put after because is empowered by the word itself. So if I said, you've heard the study, can I make a copy because I need to make a copy? 40% more conversion rate because the word because was put in there. It's a hypnotic word. It's a very powerful tool. So in sales, by the way, you can use that. But my mom used to say, you've never done that before because you're lazy, or you could never do that because you've never done it before. And that was at one point my belief system. But somewhere around that teenage year, I went through a little transition. Who here has ever gone through a transition where suddenly the things that they were told to do, they were like, no, I'm going against that. So I became very rebellious. So when somebody says I can't do something, something inside of me says, challenge accepted, game on, let's go. Let's see what happens now. Well, now I have to do it because I was told it's impossible. And here's something that successful people know. Barriers to entry means other people are dropping off. The harder something is, the more interesting it is to me. If the reward on the other side justifies the work, I will go after the hard thing before I go after the easy thing. This has in some cases, made things difficult because it doesn't always have to be difficult. Be aware of when it is easier just to grab the thing in front of you. Sometimes it is that good. And Kim, you've had experiences where it really was that good. It was just not too good to be true. It truly was good. Yes. So there are those moments. But sometimes when there's a barrier to entry and somebody's telling you it can't be done, that's a sign that you should do it. That's a sign that it is possible to be done. Now, if it's your coach and mentor and they have a lot of experience in this and they have what you're looking for, it may make sense to adjust your opinion or your plan on how you get there. Is that okay? And scary if that's okay. Right. But if a coach or mentor says something is impossible for you, I would get a new coach. Just me. Excellent. We're getting something here. Valuable. All right, we're going to keep going. So we got 2 more left, and then we're going to talk about recession proof. So 7, get started, right? Wherever you're at, just get started. It doesn't, we go back to just get on with it. That is every single day an energy thing where it's just remind yourself to go back to it, remind yourself to go back to it, just go back to it, just go back to it. 7 with get started is more about doing today wherever you're at. Just start with where you're at today. Go. The next thing is get started again. The next thing, get started again. You're always going to be starting. As your plan adjusts, remember we talked about the plan with step 2. As your plan adjusts, you're going to be starting over and over and over every day with a new plan. In fact, me and Dorina, I won't say argue, but we have these discords every so often where she'll tell me, oh, you're changing the plan again. And the truth is I'm not changing the plan. I'm adding to the existing plan. And now we're getting started all over again. And Kim, you've ever felt like that in your life? It's like I'm starting fresh, starting over. Just do it, right? Don't be afraid. Well, it feels like I'm starting over. Maybe I shouldn't do that because, I don't want to start over. But some things are worthy to be started over. If you're going the wrong direction, you found out that this doesn't add to the value that you're looking for. You must turn around. You must change course. You must change direction. And the faster you're moving, right? When you get big momentum behind you, and you're like for Alchemist Nation, we've got 1,000, almost 300 people behind us. When I go choose a direction, that's a mob behind me. That's an army behind me. But if I get there first and I recognize I've moved everybody in the wrong direction, I got to pivot quick. Does that make sense? Right? That like it's a whole nation of people who are moving. If I don't move fast enough, they could go off the ledge. So the leader, write this down. If you're a leader in your company, in your family, in your business, you must get there first to identify if it's safe and if it makes sense. You must move fast. You must be moving faster than anybody in your organization so that you can see ahead. And you must rely on other people who are ahead of you. This is why I use mentors, coaches, people who have experience, because I'm leveraging the fact that they're ahead of me. They can warn me of things that are coming up so I can prepare, everybody behind me like, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is why I've been studying and speaking to top economists on what's going on with the economy right now. Where is this recession going? What's making a lot of sense? What should we do about it? And I've come up with a very simple strategy that works for everybody. 8, reward yourself. Reward yourself daily. Reward yourself hourly. Reward yourself weekly. Make sure that you have things set in place so that you feel good about the things you're doing. When I was doing those calls, when I was doing the 70 calls a week, live Zoom, like coaching one-on-one calls. It's not just pick up the phone and like have a conversation with somebody. This was live, 15 to 30-minute Zoom sessions, doing the Millionaire Path consultations with people. I had to reward myself in between every call. And sometimes it would be a glass of water. Sometimes I would jump up and I just, stretch. I'm like, feels great. On to the next. And I'd give myself some sort of excitement. I'd listen to a song right in between the next set. And sometimes that song, just that little, 30 seconds or a minute of juice made me feel good again. Hands to the camera if you come up with a couple of different ways to reward yourself throughout the day. At the end of the week, me and Dorina have rituals that we do to reward ourselves. I get Sunday off. Every Sunday, I got to myself to think. I get to meditate. I get to read a book. I read The Science of Getting Rich. Although this week I'll be reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill again, going back to the basics. And I get to listen to music. I get to go out to the pool. I get all Sunday. I do whatever I want. I shut off the phone. The whole community knows, don't text Walter on Sunday. Nothing's going to happen. That's how I reward myself for 6 days of pushing hard. Hands to camera if you get Sundays too, right? If you deserve Sundays. Absolutely. I believe everybody does. Everybody deserves one day off. Even God took a day off, right? And he's like an eternal celestial being. So if he took one off, I think you get to take one off. So when we talk about the recession, there is something coming. It's not coming. It's upon us. It's okay. It's just an economical condition, right? It just means that the world around you is going to be experiencing emotionally a lot of pain. Now it's our job to solve problems. Hands to camera if you believe entrepreneurs solve problems for a living. That's what we do. Well, there's no bigger problem than an economic recession. Everybody is suffering. And so it's our opportunity to step up. If maybe in the past we didn't know what to do or how to serve, there's now an opportunity been created for us to step up, to level up, to help people. And when we help people, even if they don't have money, guess what? They always find the money to pay and help the people who help them. This is human nature, the law of reciprocity. So we're going to go through a recession coming up. It's already in it. We're already experiencing, we're seeing our properties that we put on the market fall out of, the deals fall apart. We're seeing things that normally would have sold like this, no longer selling quickly. Interest rates are going up. Home prices haven't come down, but they are stagnating. They're running sideways right now. We've seen the stock market drop. 2 years of losses, like all the 2 years of gains completely wiped out. So anybody who was in the stock market, for the last 2 years and the S&P has lost everything for the last 2 years. Hands to the camera if you've seen that, somebody who's experienced that right now. Crypto, same scenario, right? Everything has been completely wiped free. They thought they'd never go under 30,000 on Bitcoin. They're down at 20. We saw it as low as 18.5. Right, Mitch Jorsky's like, yes, buying opportunity because he's got the abundance mindset. He understands an investor. During this period, there are a couple of careers that are going to be explosive. There are things that will continue to explode and grow. I told you there were two things that I was going to talk about that would make you a recession-proof individual. Hands camera if you're interested in what those two things are. All right. Here we go. First one, landlords. Being a landlord, being a rental agent, an agent, working for rental properties, being a property manager, managing rental properties for people who will be having to sell their houses to banks. So managing portfolios for people, managing when somebody isn't able to live in their house and now have to move to a different place to get their career going because they have to, the careers aren't where they used to be. So now you're gonna have people shifting and property managing, decorating, home decorating, like anything in the space of helping sellers sell their house, because there is going to be a shift over towards that. For attorneys, being in the foreclosure space or being in the the S1. Go ahead, Mike.
Bankruptcies.
Yep, getting into the bankruptcy space. Was one begins with an S when they lose their house, but they agree to. It's not foreclosure. It's before foreclosure.
Oh my God.
You got it too,
Short
right?
sale.
Short sale. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Wow, froze up. It's been so long. It's been so long since I've seen a short sale.
I was gonna say it's been so long since I've seen a short sale.
So these are coming back. So short sales will be coming back. You'll be seeing people suffering in that arena. So as real estate investors, it's up to us to go out and make sure that people's financial situations are helped. right? So as real estate investors, we serve the marketplace when it's time to sell a property. They're going to need cash. By the way, we were in an inflationary market, but what happens right after hyperinflation is deflation. After the dollar becomes extremely useless, it snaps back for a little time. It will become extremely valuable. Cash is key during a deflationary moment. We're not going to stay deflationary for long, but during this moment, this next 2 to 3 years of deflation in real estate, you're going to see prices start to drop down, to come down a little bit. You may not see a massive change in prices in real estate, but you will see the rents continue to rise. Hence the camera, you've already seen that. So being a landlord, I'm not saying acquiring more rental property right now. What I'm saying is being a good landlord, fixing the units you already have, fixing what you've already got in place, or building a business around helping landlords fix their units or sell their properties. Those businesses are going to do very well. The second recession-proof strategy, which is more for the larger audience, the larger group of people who don't already have properties that they're a landlord for. This second group is going to be building relationships with people and solving their problems. This is going to be attaching yourself to 100 people who have the capacity to do well in this market, who want to do well, who have the ability to do well. This will be contractors, this will be property managers, this will be real estate agents who get into the rental space, servicing those people who are doing really well. People in the healthcare industry are going to do phenomenal in a recession. There are a lot of people that you can serve in these spaces. Hands to the camera if you're catching the concept behind this. It's not about getting into the space. It may be about befriending those people and serving them. People who run grocery stores, people who do home repair, maintenance, but not builders. Auto repair and maintenance. And the reason behind this is that, and by the way, where are my business buyers, people who buy businesses that cash flow, anybody on the call? You're going to do amazing in a recession. People who buy cash flowing businesses are going to do absolutely amazing, because so many businesses are shifting because they don't understand marketing and sales, but it's not because like they think they're in a recession, but their industry is not. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity because of their mindset, not because of the industry itself. Hence, if that's possible, if you understand that's possible. Excellent. Auto repair and maintenance, because people will be holding onto their vehicles. Who's seen the prices of cars go up? Anybody seen that? So instead of selling and buying new cars, they're fixing old cars. You'll see a person in a recession say, well, I can't buy a new car now. I've got to fix this thing. You'll see people who do DIY, like show you how to fix cars, show you how to fix houses. Influencers who are showing you how to fix things are going to do well. They're going to get a lot of attention because this is now a time where people are going to have to DIY. Home Depots or repair places, financial advisors and economists, anybody who's talking about how to make money, how to save money, how to live on less. Influencers in that space are going to freaking crush it. Ask me how I know. Right, we'll build millionaires, right? But we're going to shift our messaging. You'll see us shift our messaging from building millionaires to being recession-proof, because that's where the mindset will be. There'll be a lot more people thinking like, man, we're in a recession. How do I become recession-proof versus millionaire? Same thing, same strategy, but we're going to be changing our marketing a little bit. Accounts, people are going to be tighter on the books. So they're going to be paying attention to the numbers a little tighter. So anybody in the accounting, bookkeeping industry, you're going to see people shifting over to that space. Now, I'm not saying get into the space, right? If you don't already have a business built, but you could acquire the business, or you could serve the business, or you could become friends with somebody in one of those businesses. Listen to me. If you're looking to raise capital to buy real estate, put your hand to the camera. If you'd like other people's money to buy some real estate, any one of those 9 industries right now is going to do amazing during the recession. They're the ones who will have money. They're the ones who you should be building relationships with right now. And we've got a challenge coming up that is designed for this. Hands can, if you know anything I produce is produced very well, because I've read over 400 books. I'm an obsessive compulsive. Everything's got to be kind of perfect. Even though I say to you, doing and getting done is better than perfect, I can't help myself. I spend a lot of time really deep diving and making sure things are done right. I put way too much effort and way too much time into this, which is why we get such exceptional, amazing results. By the way, hands to the camera if you know we've built almost 50 millionaires through the mentorship program this last 3 years. Almost 50 millionaires. We're on our way. By the 100 Millionaire Summit, last year we had 100 people commit to becoming a millionaire. This year, the goal is 1,000 people in Orlando all together committing to build themselves into being millionaires. We're going to sign the contract, the millionaire contract. We'll be signing it together. Now, I'm going to use the 100 Millionaire Summit as a way to build your wealth. That is what it's designed for. That's what we did last year. But I found something last year that I didn't know about ever. More people partnered at the 100 Millionaire Summit than any other event, any other digital platform that I created. More partnerships were formed at a 3-day live event. They were formed at the summit because of the way we structured the summit. Day one is mindset. Hey, who do you need? Like not how, but who do you need to become successful? And then day two was partnering, how to partner with those people, how to leverage DISC to identify the right partners, how to identify what their goals are, how to have quick conversations so you could partner with somebody. Then day three was the business plan where you and potentially your partner work on your $1 million strategy together. Hands to the camera if you recognize it's designed that way, but it was an accident. I did not realize that how powerful it would be. I thought we were just doing a fun event where I was getting an opportunity to really put all these pieces into people's minds, but I didn't realize how impactful and how effective like getting people together in a room was. So imagine this, the 30-day challenge we're putting together, this recession-proof challenge is 30 days of intentionally building 100 relationships around you. They don't have to be millionaires, but it would speed up the process. But like, I don't want to put that on you, right? 100 people that you're going to commit to. The requirement is they must be in one of the 9 spaces that I just suggested. They must be in one of those 9 spaces that are going to be recession-proof. 100 people who are already in recession-proof businesses. Hands to the camera if you catch where I'm going with this. Makes a lot of freaking sense. So my goal is for you to get 100 people. I've built a 30-day step-by-step process where I'm in it, and I've got my Millionaire Path consultants, my recession-proof consultants will be in it with you, making sure that you're staying on track with what we're committed to doing. And we're going to drive you through for 30 days, building your 100 people. And not just building 100 people, but having an automated follow-up system using Alchemist Connect, using our unfair advantage, our leverage software, so it communicates with people for you. So it keeps the follow-up going. So you don't have to remember to do things. Does anybody here notice their mind seems to let them down when it comes to remember to call people or text people, reach out to people? Has anybody else failed in that area? Whatever. I don't know why it happens, but for some reason, my subconscious mind's like, aren't you hungry right now? Don't you have to go to the bathroom or something? Don't you feel like you need a stretch? You've been working hard. We'll call them in a minute. And then you get back to your desk and you realize there's something else you've got to do. Has anybody felt this before? You notice subconscious minds let us down in the past. I'm not the only one. It makes me feel better. Well, being recession proof is a no joke scenario. This is important. There is no other time in your life that is going to matter as much as this next 30 days we're going through this recession proof challenge. Because once it's done, once these relationships are built, you will now know what it's like to hold 100 relationships. I hold over 3,000 relationships. And I do it because I have a great software that allows me to stay in touch with people. I've got a great system for staying in touch with people. I want to give you just a little taste of what that's like. 100 people who, no matter what happens, are going to refer to you as a solution. Now, when you're the solution, recognize entrepreneurs get paid for solving problems. When you are the solution for 100 people, making an extra 100,000 is pretty easy. Hands can if you can collect $100 a month from somebody, right? You know that $100 a month from somebody is no big deal if you're adding some sort of crazy value to them. Well, imagine 100 times 100, 100 times 100, easy money. Imagine if there was residual income coming in every single month. Hands can if you're catching this, some cool stuff. It is possible. Ask me how I know. We've got the CRM, right? CRM, we charge $100. It's monthly. Now that's a really great residual process because once it's been built and once you're in it, you're hooked for life because it is the easiest thing that you'll have ever worked with. Amy McNamara was talking about it earlier on the pre-game call here. And she said, man, like people are just calling me now. People are just reaching out to me, asking me, you know, what do you mean about my house? And what is it you want about my house? You want to buy my house? Like she's got 2 motivated sellers from one day of letting the system work. Hands to the camera if that's some power. So we're going to talk about how to raise capital over the next 30 days. Like this 90-day challenge, 30-day challenge is going to prepare you. It's going to build you a community, a tribe, a 100-person tribe. Now, the 100 Millionaire Summit, should you so choose to use it. Hands to camera, by the way, if you like unfair advantages, you like to take advantage of everything when you see it, you capitalize to the maximum. You carpe diem is your words, right? Carpe diem is your mantra. You get out of bed, you're like, carpe diem. Today is my day. Well, the way to take advantage of that is you take even a small percentage of your people to the 100 Millionaires Summit as your guests. Now they got to pay for their ticket because, if they don't pay, they don't pay attention. But if they're your 100 people who you've been working with and supporting, and you're saying, hey, and they're seeing your success, they're seeing you push, they're seeing you connect with them better than anybody else connects with. They're saying, I should be connecting with people like this in my business. How is it that Derek is connecting with everybody? This is insane. Like, what is he using? What is he doing? Why is Amy so connected? Why is Brian Huffman like crushing this relationship thing with me right now? Man, I feel so important. I feel so special. I should ask him how he's doing it. Is it possible that you might bring a few people to the 100 Millionaire Summit with you? And when they're there with you, and I'm saying who here is committed to building 100 millionaires, and they look over and they see your hand up, that's right, that they're going to think, oh my God, I came with them. They might accidentally make me one of their 100 people. Hands to the camera if that's reasonable to believe that the people you bring are going to be inspired by you just being in the room. This is something I've experienced in my own life. I've seen it at 10X when I brought my whole team to 10X with me. And Graham was like, you were out there, you got to work and serve other people. You got to help people become rich. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. My team looked over and I could feel them like afterwards, all the questions like, hey, you serious about that? Like, is that really what you're doing? I was like, yeah, man, I build millionaires. That's what I do. Like, we're going to get everybody to the next level. That's all it takes. Be a decent human being, connect with people. We're going to connect with 100 people the next 30 days. And I should tell you, there's a price behind it. It's very expensive for people who don't want to connect with people. Hence the camera, if you know, there's people out there who don't want to connect, who don't want to become recession proof. Like there's people out there for sure. And for them, it's extremely expensive. For you, it's $97. And $97, tell me you don't like my beautiful shiny head. Tell me you don't like that I wear all these beads and wristbands of abundance, but don't tell me you don't have $97 to become recession proof. When I say recession proof, I mean, when you have 100 people that all have money, that are in recession proof businesses, cash flow is flowing, and you're occasionally the person who's like, oh yeah, did you know about wealth principle 2? The business has to make $1 million. We got to scale up. Did you know about wealth principle 4? It's got a flow, it's got a cash flow, the different types of money coming in. When you're just giving these little tips, these little tips, little text message, hey, by the way, check this out. They're going to go to you and say, where are you getting all this knowledge? Or, hey, I got extra cash right now. I heard you were in real estate. I heard you were investing in real estate. I keep seeing the real estate prices like looking good. Rents are going up. I keep hearing you tell me about this cash flow deal you're getting in. By the way, all you have to do ever is talk about real estate once a month. You recognize that? With 100 people, you just send them a little thing like, hey, I just got into this deal. I'm looking at it. Who do you know who might be interested? Don't ask directly for cash, right? You send out to your 100 people. Who do you know who might be interested in this real estate deal? Now, all of your friends that you've been building relationships with now know that you're in real estate, that they could invest with you, right? You didn't ask them for anything. You just said, hey, who do you know who might be? Right. And this is all part of what we're doing with Alchemist Connect. It's all part of what we're doing with the 90-day, not 90 days, wow, 30 days to becoming recession proof. It is every day. Every day, you and I are going to be jumping into a module. Some of it is, most of it is recorded. So a lot of it is already short recorded missions. So every day you're getting a mission from me. And most of the missions will take you about 10 to 20 minutes. Hands to camera if you can spend 10 to 20 minutes for the next 30 days to become recession proof. Yes? Excellent. So the link is challenge.alchemistnation.com. Now, when you click on the link, I don't know if it works. We've been so focused on building the challenge that we forgot to build the landing page. So when you click on the landing page, if it doesn't work, we're going to send Ron Bowling and Daryl, our team, a big forgiveness for not being able to make it on time. If it does work, awesome. Submit your contact information in there, pay the $97. you'll be initiated in the 30-day challenge. This is a 30-day recession-proof challenge. When you're getting this recession-proof challenge, I almost forgot the bonuses but wait, there's more. When you sign up for the recession-proof challenge, you're getting not just 90 days, 30 days of kick-ass, building with us. You're getting 2 tickets to the 100 Millionaire Summit. If you've already bought your tickets, these are a gift for somebody. Hence, if you recognize it helps to bring 2 people along already. Make sure these 2 people are people who would not have paid, but you care so deeply about, you're forcing them to come with you. Like my brother. I brought my brother once. I brought my mother to events. I brought my other brother to events. So this would be one of those people, somebody who you might not be able to get to pay, but if you said, hey, I want you to come with me, I already bought your ticket, they would pay. Anybody have people like that in their life? Know a few? That's what those tickets are for. Or you can use one yourself. These are general seating. This is not executive tickets. These are not VIP tickets. So for our VIPs and our executives, you're sitting up front. You're getting all the bonuses of what comes with each one of those. So the VIPs, the extra day, the executives, the seating and the mentorship program, access to the mentorship program for yourself and a guest. But I'll let one of the Millionaire Path consultants tell you all about the benefits of the 100 Millionaire Summit. So either Derek Neal or Amy McMurray, if you want to have a call with one of our Millionaire Path consultants, you can schedule with them. Bonus 1, 2 tickets to the 100 Millionaire Summit. Bonus 2, we're giving you access to Alchemist Connect for 30 days. The entire 30 days, the only thing this challenge will cost you is $97. Everything else is just 10 to 20 minutes of commitment to yourself becoming recession-proof. When I say recession-proof, I'm not worried about legacy wealth right now. I'm concerned about making sure that you have the ability to support yourself, your family, your friends, and be able to give wise advice on how to pull out of this recession better, stronger. Remember, Uber was built in a recession. Airbnb was built in a recession. Many of my friends, my mentor was built in a recession. I was built in a recession. When times are tough, that's when we make our big deals. That's when we make the most money. When there's blood in the streets, that's when we get rich. Chance Camp, if you're committed to getting rich this time around. All right, so to get there, we got to become recession-proof. Third bonus. Andrew McMurray, are you on the call? What was our third bonus? I remember we had another one. There is 1, 2, and the third one. Does anybody know what it is? Dorina? Mike Shine, what is it?
Get the new 1-pager.
Is that what we're getting? Hold on. Here we go.
5-day pre-challenge.
Oh, I'm letting them into the Alchemist Jumpstart group calls. So Alchemist Jumpstart, we're not going with the full Jumpstart of 8 weeks. We're going to go with 4 intense weeks. Hands to the camera if that's, that's $1,000 value. Yeah. So these are the bonuses, Amy. So yes, you're getting all of this. You're getting the 30 days video coaching. You're getting the live coaching with our implement coaches. You're getting the new 1-pagers digital workbook for each mission. We're actually doing that out on Alchemist Nation. So we're not going to do 1-pager. We kind of shifted that. And then you're getting the 30-day access to the Recession Proof Challenge virtual group, which is in Alchemist Nation right now. So you're also getting the 5-day challenge. So as soon as you sign up, you're getting access to these 5-day pre-week challenges. And you're getting access to this group so you can message and talk to each other in here. So we're all together in Alchemist Nation. This is, I think I pulled out all the stops on recession proof. I think I've got everything that could possibly work to make sure this happens. And all it's going to take now is the next 30 days to go by. So go to challenge.alchemistnation.com, register today, and let's start these next 30 days with the most power that anybody who sees you moving like this is going to say, wow, they're committed to their success. I don't know what fuels them. I don't know what drives them. I don't know why they're pushing so hard. When they should be at the bar. By the way, another business that does really well, bars, right? Alcohol places do really well in a recession because everybody's depressed. Netflix will explode because everybody's gonna be at home watching Netflix and chilling and just saying, well, times are so bad, times are so tough. Let's just get high. Let's just get drunk because, whatever, maybe tomorrow it'll get better. But Alchemist Nation will be taking ground. We'll be grabbing what they're letting go of. We'll be moving forward, buying their properties, acquiring their businesses, saying yes to solving problems when everybody else is backing away from problems. We're going to be charging in towards them. Hands to camera if you're committed to become recession proof over the next 30 days. You're ready to go. Let's get it. All right. So book of the week. By the way, for everybody who had a lot of fun, hands to camera if you had a lot of fun on this one. If this was probably one of our best, most powerful, that's because I'm right in stick-to-itiveness. I had to take this one very seriously. Stick-to-it is one of my favorite principles. I'm writing an entire book around it. And eventually that will be the book of the week. But for right now, we've got a different book. Mike Shine, let's give Mike Shine, the closer, the holistic attorney, the keeper of the books. A big round of applause. Mike, what is the book of the week?
Oh, well, I'm glad this is your favorite principle, Walter, because this is emotionally in my heart, my absolute favorite book. I don't know if you can see this, but I actually have the illustrated Alchemist, which I got specially, and it has illustrations. My best man read this portions of this book to me and my wife, Brenda, at our wedding. So if you need any proof, this book is just so good for stick-to-itiveness, because the subtitle, it's a fable about following your dream. And it is really about stick-to-itiveness. Santiago does this journey. And don't let the fact that it's a fable, that you can read this story to your kids, fool you, because the message here is so powerful that I've been living it. And so it's all about sticking to your why, whatever it is that the universe tells you is your thing to do, and also avoiding fears. So basically, achieve your personal legend, evolve into a higher being by achieving your personal legend. It's such a fun book. It's so amazing, and it'll just get you so amped up. I just love The Alchemist. I read it at least once a year. I recommend it all the time. It's a story, but it's a story with so much heart. And it also, one of the things we were talking in the chat about fear, and probably the main thing that stops people, and we talk about it all the time, is fear. And that's addressed in this book too. So it is absolute, of the 52 weeks, it's my favorite book. I recommend it. Buy it for yourself, buy it for your friends, buy it for your kids, read it again, and live it. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So that's the book of the week.
Let's give Michael Shine a round of applause. He's got The Alchemist, the illustrated edition. I love it. I got this one over here is the original one I read, 25th anniversary edition. Hands to camera if you've read this book already. If anybody on the call, awesome. So this is kind of where the name came from, right? Alchemist Nation, Agent Alchemist. When we first started, we had one of our people just started calling me an alchemist, and I said, I'll stick to that. That sounds good. Let's give Mike Shine one more round of applause. The keeper of the books, the holistic attorney. Hands to camera if this was a powerful week. We have some steps to apply, the 8 steps. I want you to, even though we did it together, I'd still like to see you go back and review and apply those in your life. Next week, we're going to be talking about Wealth Principle 25. Wealth Principle 25 is a powerful principle because it was designed to take place right after Wealth Principle 24. And if you have not identified where to find the Wealth Principles, you can go to alchemistnation.com. And when you scroll over to the 52 Wealth Principles, scroll down, and we are currently at 25, the power of outsourcing. So once you decide to stick to it, you're going to start needing help. If you don't know where the books are, I think you can scroll to the right, and the books are in here somewhere. No, I got to add them in. So if you're on the 52 Wealth Principles, you could scroll down to Millionaire Books, and you'll be able to identify what book is next. So Wealth Principle 25 uses the Whole New Mind. Whole New Mind, when you click the link, you can actually purchase it online at Amazon. This book changed the game for me of how I understood how to outsource, what to outsource, and how to outsource. This is talking about the left and the right brain, why they operate differently, and why in this day and age we have to understand we're in the conceptual age. We're no longer in the age of steel. We're not in iron. We're not in information anymore. We're not in technology. We are actually in the conceptual age. So it's a very different way of thinking, and a whole new mind's going to help you do that, which means outsourcing. A lot of outsourcing comes from this book. So at this point, I'd like to open it up to everyone so we can bring everybody into the room. We do a Q&A. If you don't have time to hang out with us, that's quite all right. We do this every single week. We hang out with our students. We answer some questions. I went way longer this week. Is it okay? I went a little longer than usual. You notice? It's because of the recession-proof challenge. I wanted to make sure that we understood how it works and what we're doing there. So for anybody who does have questions, this is your chance. What questions do you have? What wins? What are your major takeaways? For anybody who has to log off now, that is all right. I see a few of you are driving. I know a few have businesses. Some of you are real estate agents. You got to go and jump into your game and go do your thing. By all means, you have my blessing to jump off the call. For anybody who has questions, we're going to stick around for a little bit longer. Me and the Millionaire coaches will stick around to answer your questions. Or if you have shares, something you want to share about either the community or today's wealth principle 24, stick-to-it-iveness, power of stick-to-it-iveness. Let's unmute the mics. And if the coaches can hang around, the coaches will give you some feedback. Someone, Walter, people first challenge. All right, go ahead.
Sorry, just as kind of a testimonial, anybody out there, stick-to-itiveness, if you have trouble with it, this community will help you, like crazy help you. So like, I can't recommend enough to come and stick to this community.
I love play on words. Let's give Jen Sullivan a round of applause. You're amazing. Jen runs Jen's Pens. And so she's been through the mentorship. She's a graduate, and she also created her own business. And we ended up partnering together on that business because her business serves the mission of building millionaires. So she writes books for millionaires and for experts so that they can help other people understand how they bought real estate, how they build business, how they market, how they sell, how they partner with people. So she's writing books for experts. And some of them are influencers who just needed that book to finally be able to get their message and all their training out. Hence, if that's a pretty cool way to help build millionaires. It's high leverage, right? Help the people who help the people. So awesome, Jen, amazing. Christina, I saw your hand up.
Yes, sorry. I tried to enroll on the challenge, but it says $1. I just wanted to point that out. I don't know if it's
Excellent.
a mistake.
So for anybody who is jumping into, so this was exactly, thank you, Christina. Let's give Christina a round of applause. And you're not the only one who noticed that. I noticed a couple people have messaged that it's only $1. So yes, the page is probably in test mode. So just take a look at the page and drop your email in the chat, and we'll send you an email for letting you know once the page is up. Hint scammer, if that makes sense. We'll just send you guys an email. Awesome.
Okay.
So it will be up within the next 24 hours. I see my business partner, Ron Bowling, is typing away. Look at him. See that? He's doing his thing where he's building stuff and fixing things. So
Fixed now.
you know it's getting fixed.
Yeah, it's already fixed. We're gonna issue them a refund and they have to just repurchase. So we're all good now.
All right. So refresh your page.
Okay.
And then you should be able to go back in. Any dollars that were submitted, just so you know, I'm probably not sending a refund, but I will make it back 100 times over. I guarantee that. I don't make too many guarantees because it's illegal for us in this industry, but I guarantee you will make at least $1 100 times over from this challenge. And if you do it right, I will help you become a millionaire. Go ahead, Tom.
How is Michael, the Closer Shines partnership book coming along?
Woo! Michael Shine, what's the latest on your book?
Yeah, so I have the final version, and I'm reading it right now. And Walter and Jen are working on the cover, and we've got a title, so it'll be ready before the summit. I just have to do my last reading. So yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Well, good. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Looking
Appreciate
forward
yeah.
to it.
And which reminds me, so Mike's going to be posting about his covers. So we just want to see if the community likes it. So we're going to post it and say, hey, is this a cover you like? Open to suggestion. Doesn't mean we're going to take your suggestions, but definitely open to them. And we want to see the feedback of what you think of the cover, because remember, it's not the inside of a book that sells a book. It's the cover and the title of the book that will sell the book to people. So we're going to be testing that out. Thurbin. So yeah, Christina, let's give Christina a big round of applause. Catching problems.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
How how do you know how fast you can grow? Like, I done stuff, but I sometimes feel like I've done nothing. And I feel frustrated with myself, and I want to do much so fast, but then, I don't want to risk other stuff like family time, like, my own business, other related business, my family business. So how do you balance that? How do you know, okay, don't get frustrated to yourself and just, pace yourself, but, at the same time you want to run. So it's like annoying me so much.
And before I answer this, anybody can relate to Christina right now? Anybody on the call? All right, so you're not alone. My millionaires, can you relate to this as well? Have you ever had these moments, millionaires?
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So one, be patient with yourself. The process does take time, but two, you don't know how long it takes. And so it probably goes faster than you think, and it might take a little longer than you think. And I think I'll let Doug jump on this first because he has a saying, Tony Robbins is saying about how long it takes. And then I know Terry's going to want to jump on this as well. So Christine, do I have permission to bring in some millionaires to help answer this one? Awesome. Doug McGurk, go ahead, brother.
Right. Thanks. So what Walter's referring to is what Tony shares, and I shared it last week as well, is that we overestimate what we can accomplish in a month, and we underestimate what we can accomplish in a year, 2, 3, 5 years. So that's what Walter's talking about, is the patience. The other thing is to mind who you're modeling and the timeline that they're on, because someone who's already accomplished a certain amount of experiences, goals, wisdom, resources, they can make things happen a lot quicker than someone just starting out. So if we just compare ourselves to, well, Walter just bought a $12 million building, I want to do that this month. It's like, yeah, well, you can get there for sure, and you will get there. It's just you've got to model, or at least have in your sites and in your queries, the timeline that you're at, the resources that you have. So the questions you'll be asking in the action steps you'll be taking would be to the people, and they may say, well, here's the thing though. They're going to give you some stretches. They're going to say, oh yeah, put the offer in. And you're like, what? No, yeah, put the offer in. We'll figure it out later. And you're like, well, but I don't have all the money yet. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. First, make the offer, then find the money. And that could be the really scary part. So just be mindful of the comparison to where someone's at, and then also the advice they give you. Sometimes you gotta, jump. No one's going to give you advice that they don't believe in, at least in this community. So you will find yourself perhaps challenging yourself, and you're exactly where you are because exactly what you've done. So in order for you to get new results, you're going to have to take new actions and take on new advice. And that's all I have to say about that.
Before I bring Terry in on this one, I do want to say that we have, over the next 30 days, this challenge is going to build 100 people in your sphere. So that is a realistic goal. It is possible. It is realistic. With 100 people that you can raise capital from, you can raise $100,000 of capital to do a deal. That is easy, right? You can raise $250,000 to do a deal with 100 relationships that are recession proof. And I guarantee you a few of them are sitting on 50,000 that they'd love to invest in real estate right now, especially right now with everything else not doing well. So don't underestimate, and be very clear. The next 30 days, one goal: get that 100 people so that you can raise capital from them, so that you can find deals from them. Some of those, who'd like the strategy for real estate investors, like the ultimate strategy for your 100 relationships? You want 25 wholesalers and agents who are hunting for deals for you all the time, like really hunting for deals. And then you want 75 people who are recession proof, who have the ability to lend in your deals. 10% of those 75 are going to lend. The other 90 are going to take some time to trust you, to know you, to like you, and it will take some time to build them. But eventually you may rotate some of those people out, right? Some of those people end up, I don't like them so much. Get rid of them for somebody who you like a lot. You could do the 90-day challenge, or the 30-day challenge again, right? Imagine doing it again and adding a new 100, right? A tighter, better, juicier 100. A little as you go through it, you learn what relationships you want, just like with your spouse, right? You didn't start off with them, but over time you're like, okay, I've dated a few wrong people. I know who the right person is. The same idea with these 100. So realistic goal is to do this and be able to be in a position like Doug was talking about, lock the deal down and then we'll figure out the money. Well, when you have 100 people already who might invest with you, it makes it a whole lot easier to feel confident about being able to lock that money down. Hands Karen, if that makes sense. A lot of what we're talking about, Christina, is emotions. It really is a motion set. You know, how do I feel? Like how, if I say do something and you feel confident about it, you will do it. And the faster you do the things that one of us says, the faster you get the results you're looking for. But if you don't feel right about it, then you know your feelings, your emotions could mess you up, and that's going to be trash on the track. That's going to slow you down. So you'd want to get onto the bullet train of action. And somebody who knows a thing or two about bullet trains and action is Dr. Terry Wager. So Dr. Terry, I knew you wanted to talk about this one.
Absolutely. You know, what Doug was saying was gold. Really being able to stop worrying about estimating what you can do and focusing on what other people did and what time frame they did is super helpful. The thing that I found is when we find ourselves getting too flustered with what's going on, we're trying to do too many things at once. But at the same time, on internal, we're actually going with the dreaded what ifs. And what if this doesn't work? What if they don't? What if they're mad at me because I'm spending time doing this? What if this happens here? And the what ifs actually start to just choke us and choke our progress forward. So the suggestion is, what if the connection works? What if your kids want you to succeed? What if your family is excited about seeing you excited about something? Use the what ifs in a different way. And then take action. The biggest problem we all have is we're taking our own bad advice, listening to the dreaded what ifs. And so when you start noticing that you're doing that, you want to get in contact with somebody that's in your sphere that can actually feed you in the idea of what's next. Who else do you know? How else can you go faster? It really comes down to that commitment that Walter was talking about, removing all excuses, removing all reasons, removing all of those ideas and things that stop you from taking the action, because stopping taking action is all about fear. But if you just continue to go, and Walter is one of the best people I've ever seen in the idea of just continuing to go. He has a new idea. He has a new pivot. He just continues to go. And it's an inspiration to see that. And the reality is we do get tired sometimes. But taking a step back and then looking at where you want to go, and then taking the action to get there and asking for the help to get there is the key. You want to ask for help. You want to move forward. And if you're having things that paralyze you, if you're having the dreaded what ifs, you have to work with somebody who's going to help you to get rid of that.
Oh yeah. Let's give Dr. Wager and Doug McGurk a big round of applause.
Is that a good time to remind everybody that there's like a generator business boot camp coming up?
You know what? Dr. Terry texted me a little while ago. Christina, you're bringing this up. So let's give Christina a big round of applause. Very powerful. Great question. Terry texted me, and this is up to you guys. Who would be interested? Who's going to Generator Boot Camp coming up in 2 weeks? Excellent. So if you didn't know about Generator Boot Camp, go ahead, Terry.
I said, I'm going to be there.
I'll be there. Absolutely. So Generator Boot Camp, I think, is on the 6th. This starts on the 6th in Rhode Island.
Starts on the 5th.
Starts on the 5th. All right. Starts on the 5th in Rhode Island, 5th to the 7th, 3 days of business planning, business mastery. Basically, we're going to be going through the process of scaling, setting yourself up, and making sure that your systems are in place to take it to the next level. I'll talk a little bit about social media and marketing and sales, and Terry and Doug and a lot of the coaches are going to be there and really just crushing some components. Terry, who's going to be there? Who do you know already? Speakers.
All the coaches are going to be there. Ryan McDermott is going to be talking a little bit day 2. We have a special guest coming in on day 1 to talk about confidence and appearance. And day 3, we got somebody lined up for video. We have a couple other ideas going. We have not solidified those yet, but day one is going to be a lot of me and Christine, and Walter's going to be talking about social media. So we got a lot of stuff planned. We're going to have a really good time. We have some definite fun pieces that you don't want to miss out on.
And if you're wondering, can I do the challenge, the 30-day challenge and Generator Business Bootcamp at the same time? The answer is simply yes. The challenge,
it's a good place to do some of that connecting.
it will allow you to do a lot of the connecting. A lot of the activities will line up perfectly with Generator. So great opportunity to give you an unfair advantage for anybody who's not going to Generator. You're going to miss out on the opportunity to leverage those relationships in that event. This event is coming up. We only do it once a year. And so it's, if you're, still looking to scale your business, you're looking to get to the next level, you're overworked in your business and you're not getting as much done as you'd like, or other people aren't doing things, like you're still doing a lot of the things. This is definitely the event for you. And I think, yeah, that's a really good point, Terry. Thank you for bringing that one up.
Yeah,
Generator, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I'll be flying back to see everybody in New England.
Absolutely. One of the things that we have talked about so much in scaling business is building your team. And it's one of the real focus points that Christine and I are talking about, because building a business is great and being an entrepreneur is great. But if you don't have your teams and you don't have your systems, you cannot build fast. And so we're going to get deeper into how to build your team, what you're looking for in your teammates, how you move forward in that process of finding those people. And so we're super excited to bring this information to everybody, and we just can't wait to see all of you.
Hell yeah. Let's give Terry one more round of applause. Julie, Brad. Oh, I see Thurman. All right. Did Julie jump off already? She did. All right. So she's going to drop it in Alchemist Nation. Thurman, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you two little quick updates before I ask my question. So one is I'm planning on buying my ticket for the Millionaire Summit in October. So I'll see you. And then two, the book is I'll probably be done with it within about a month or two. And then so with that, with my question, so one of the things I just noticed with myself a lot is like, I know I have the goal in mind, but the way I go about it, I kind of question myself from time to time. Because, like, for instance, maybe 1 week I'm just getting nothing but networking, and maybe the next week I'm just focused on like working on something else, like maybe relationships with lenders, things like that, like for my multifamily space. So how do you know, like, if you're switching too much, like, or I get, if I don't know if you get what I mean, like, how do you know you're?
Yeah, can I? I have a
Yeah,
question real quick. The first question is, do you have your goal written down, and not just like, I want $1 million, or I want a landlord business, or I want 100 doors, but do you have written down clearly what it is so you can visualize
it? Clearly no, but I have it.
That sounds like no to me, Thurman. That's a very clear no.
To be clear, that was a no. The reason I asked that is because when we talk about having a goal, but it's not like written down and we don't really see it, we have hard time visualizing where we're going. It's kind of like, I'm going to the store. Well, which one? Safeway, Albertsons, BJ's, Costco? Where are you going? If you don't have that clarity of where you're going and what it looks like to get there, then you're going to have a hard time getting there. And so that's also when we start to bounce around a little bit. And so if you actually have a clear vision of where you're wanting to go, and then move into blocking your time based on where you want to go and what you need to do, you're going to have a whole lot better experience. And Christine and I talk about not just time blocking when we're doing our boot camp. We're going to get into that a little bit, but it's really about how to spend your time, how much time marketing, how much time on the phone for sales, how much time for outbound, how much time for visioning, all of these different pieces of what you're doing. And so we're going to be covering that at the boot camp on day 2.
Priority management.
Exactly.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, thank you.
Let's give Thurman a round of applause. Great question. I see a couple of celebrities on the phone on the call right now. I know Mitch Jorsky is here. I see Vinny Chopra just jumped in, and Brian McDermott is still on the call. Vinny, what's up, brother?
Walter, how are you, brother? It's beautiful day over here. Oh my gosh. I just came out to walk my 3 miles every day. That's 7 days a week I do. And you know what? It's so important what we just talked about, writing the goals down. I think it's so important that we take time to, on one page, don't make a big book out of it or all these things, but only one page. You write down your 3 most important goals for today, 3 most important for the week, 3 most important for the month and the quarter and the year. That's it, brother and sisters. And the big part is you got to look at it 7 times a day. What did I say? 7 times. You got to put that one page at your mirror. Put it in the mirror. In the car, you got to have it. It's on 5x6 card, whatever, 5x8 card it used to be for me, or 3x5 card. Put it down where you could read it. You got to put it next to your bed, where you're, the light, the table light or something. When you go to bed, you got to look at it. You got to visualize it. I mean, along with those 3 goals, maybe draw a picture. Draw a picture of what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve. See, this is so important, guys. I mean, 3% of the people in the world write goals down. 7 of them write it down, 7%, but they don't look at it. Maybe once a month or, once a quarter. But if you want to be successful, if you want to become millionaire, multimillionaire or billionaire, writing down the goals is so important.
Let's give Vinny Smile Chopra a big round of applause. Vinny, if you don't know, wrote the book Apartment Syndication Made Easy and Positivity Brings Profitability. He's also a very good friend, and he's been working with Alchemist Nation to not just build 100 millionaires. When Vinny contacted me, he said, man, I think we're thinking too small. He said, I think we can stack them up. We can make 1 million millionaires if we stick together, if we work together, if we keep pushing, and we just stick to this. So let's give Vinny Chopra a big round of applause. He will be at the 100 Millionaire Summit. He is opening us up on day 1. So we're opening up with an almost billionaire. So I call Vinny a billionaire because I already see it. I already see what he's creating for himself and what he's creating for his investors. And I see Hayri is asking a question. So let's jump over to Hayri Tekken.
Please.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say hi to everybody that put my face to the front line. And I just want to say I am not accepting be the top 10%. I want to be at the 1% at the top.
Oh, yes.
And I want to. And I just want to put this out there that, I'm sure everybody's going to listen. And I'm so excited about the 100 Millionaire Summit that I'm coming.
Hi, good morning.
And
yes, in October, it's going to be fabulous. It will be so great to have 1,100 people there.
yes.
And the excitement and the camaraderie and exchanging your business cards. See, because who will make you reach that 1% are going to be the peers. They're going to be the people around you. See, the thing is, many times we want to solo walk in life. It doesn't work. It does not work. When you serve people, when you get more people, your network, many of you have heard, network is equal to net worth. Your network, and you got to really get the best people around you, like Walter, like Michael, like Ken Walls, like all these successful people, maybe Vinny Chopra too, I don't know. I'm still questioning that,
I'll put Vinny Chopra on that list too, Hayri. Like you're in the right place.
Thank you,
Vinny.
I'm so happy that you said, I don't want to be in 10%, but 1%. But you know what's important is your quest, your pursuit of reaching that one. You might be in the top 3% of the world or of USA, but shoot for the star, you would land it on the moon.
Yes, and I have a desire. And I have a question.
Please.
Absolutely.
When I go like interviews and stuff like that, sometimes I face that people not the best. Like they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we mistakenly put you for next day. I'm sorry, can you come tomorrow?" At that point, I smile and I say, "I'm sorry, I want to work with the best. I want to be the best." And, just smile and left. So am I ignorant? Is it the right word? Like, should I just go with them or am I doing the right thing?
Okay, if I may answer that, Walter, I would say,
Go ahead, Vinny.
first of
Absolutely.
all, your time is precious. You are precious human being. Every minute counts in our life. Today's moments, tomorrow's, but yesterday don't count because it's past. Just learn from the yesterday. So the big thing is, if you were going to go for an interview, if I were you, I'll call them, I'll text them, I'll email them. I even will leave my office. Before I leave my office, I'll confirm that appointment. Wow. See, you've got to be really candid where you're spending time. You are probably going for an interview because you want to meet with that person. You want to be working over there. So you got to confirm. See, lots of things don't happen in our life. It's because of miscommunication. It's not arrogancy. It's not nothing at all. But the thing is, before you show up, you got to confirm. And I do the same thing for my interviews. 100% of the people show up on my podcast and all that because there are reminders automatic, because this world is so digital now. You could set up an appointment and you could, look into all that, and you could send an email to that person or that department. Hey, I'm coming that day, but 2 days before or 1 hour before, literally. So we could take care of that. It's not arrogancy. It's not anything. It's how precious my time is and how precious their time is.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Sure.
100%. Let's give Javi a round of applause. Let's give Vinny Chopra a round of applause. Great answers. Great questions. Get great answers.
Please ask some more. I'm so excited to be with you all.
I think we're gonna have to make this one the last one. We've been going for Q&A for 30 minutes.
Yes,
so for everybody who's
yes.
stuck around with us, let's give you a big round of applause. Natalie Jennings, you're up. Last question of the day.
Hello. Hey, it is so good to be back on here. I think this is only the third call since I've joined Alchemist Nation since like March. So it's just been crazy. So I'm just happy to be on here. You guys have no idea how happy I am just to hear everybody's experiences and questions and everything. It's extremely uplifting. So my question is, and why it's so great for me to be back on here. I live in this tiny town of 700. I got married and then moved here. I think I explained my situation to you. It's going on 4 years now, and I just do not like it here. And it's not for a lack of trying. Like, I've tried really hard to just enjoy it and meet new people. I do have some clients here, love them. They're fantastic. But as far as like growing my business, it's just very difficult here. And then getting into rooms like this, is a little bit difficult when I don't have the clientele to support going to places. So just building the online isn't going as fast as I would like. So I guess my question is, and this is a really good topic for today because it's been a rough week, just struggling with this again. So thank you, Walter, for bringing up this topic again. So I really appreciate that. So my question is, when you are stuck in a place that you don't want to be and you can't change that, what are some good activities you can do to progress forward and to make a new goal? Because I think that's my other problem is I don't know what I want anymore, because what I want I can't do that right now. So what are some ways I can help combat this and keep
So
moving?
I like this question a lot, Natalie. Hands to the camera if you've ever experienced where Natalie's at right now. If you've ever had that in your head, that question. And Vinny, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to give your share on this one. I also, before we bring you on, Vinny, because I know you're going to give a really good close to this. Mitch
Yes.
Dorsky, if you can share, like, how is it? Because you've been in this. I know you've been in this with, not knowing like how to get to where you want to go because you got all these different things that you're doing in your life and being like, man, like, I've got all these different commitments. I don't know which commitment's working. You've also moved into you moved away from New York into Florida, and you moved away from your family, and you got stuck in a place that you didn't feel comfortable with for 2 years. And then eventually you found a way to get comfortable there. How does Natalie, can you phrase that question one more time so that, because I know Mitch wasn't necessarily listening because he didn't think he was answering this one.
No, I
Go
was
ahead, Natalie.
listening. I mean, first of all, Walter, I love the fact that you always want me to participate because you know that I can add value. But while you're busy chatting with everyone and mesmerizing them with your greatness, I'm just dropping knowledge in the chat the whole time to the point where I need to slow down because I don't want to distract them from listening to your greatness. I got to be honest with you. Like, I have mad respect for Natalie because the situation, and like, we met Natalie at 10X. In fact, I introduced you guys because I just ended up networking with her. And I have a lot of respect for her because the situation she's in, like, I don't know if I'd be in that situation. Like, she's got the stick-to-itiveness. Like, she's there, I'm pretty sure, because of her partner and all that. And it's just like, there's certain things that are, more important sometimes in life. Than I guess, I don't know, just being quote unquote selfish. So she is trying to make it work in the situation she's in, which is a tough demographic for, acquiring clientele. So it's more so just I have respect for, kind of what she's doing in life. And as far as, how to make that work, I think Vinny and some others will have much better feedback than me because, I always joke and say I'm ambitiously lazy. So, I'm looking for the path of least resistance. So my answer would be move. But I know that's not really an option for her. So
no, that is the right answer, Mitch. Just so we're clear. That's where I was going.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, I'd love to.
From what I know of talking to Natalie at 10X, I'm 99% sure that that's not an option. And that's why I actually have mad respect for her because, she's showing stick-to-itiveness. A lot of times it's not just about business. It's also about, personal and family. And me personally, I learned that a couple of years ago when the first time in my life, I actually made a decision based more on how it would impact my relationship, more so how then it would impact my finances. Right. And for me, I was like, but at the same time, it was such a growing moment because there's more to life than just money. Right. You can't snuggle up to money. Well, I guess you can, but it's not very warm. But anyway, so yeah, let the big wigs jump in here. So I don't know. I think she's got a very interesting predicament.
I love it. And Natalie, if you can share with everybody, because what you do for a living makes it very specific to location. So if you could share what you do for a living.
So I run a business. I'm a personal trainer. And right now I'm doing in-person classes and in-person training, and I'm trying to get into the online space, but I need a new network for that. And so just getting around the right people has been very, very difficult with very little income coming in for that.
And Natalie, when I talked to you, I think the population of the city you're in was like 3,000 people.
No,
Oh,
700.
700.
I heard. Yeah, I heard 700. Oh my gosh.
That's
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
quarter of what you said, Walter.
Go ahead, Vinny.
No, I was gonna say, oh my gosh. I totally want to find out what is your significant other, friend, or like that. What does he do? Does he make so much money that you don't need to work and just enjoy life? I mean, see, the thing is, 700 people total. Does that include children? Does it include grandparents? Okay, so how big is your pool that you could train?
And what's
Can
worse,
they
Vinny, when
afford
I
you?
when I was researching with Natalie, it was a depressed city. This wasn't like a really great city of 700. This was like the pits of a city with 700 people.
Elderly.
So again, See, the thing is, we need to get to the root of the issue. And what is the real issue? I'm sorry, I know we are talking publicly, but we could even talk separately. But the big thing is, your significant other, what business he has, is he able to make a great living in 700 people?
He has to, he's an insulator, and so he has to travel for jobs. The closest is 5 minutes, and he's currently traveling an hour and a half to get to the one that he's at now.
Hold on. What's the next big city where you live? And why don't you move there so that he doesn't have to travel 1.5 hours?
That's the problem, is like it makes sense. It makes 100% sense on paper. For him, it's his family. All of his family lives like between 5 and 20 minutes away. Like most of it's 5 minutes away. He doesn't want to move away from his family. The next town over is about 45 minutes away. That's bigger. It's more populated, but he doesn't want to move even just that far away. And so that's the really challenging thing. So
how long you been together?
We've been married 4 years in August.
Oh, married. Okay, you're married. You have children.
And no children.
No children yet. But I'm just thinking he needs to sit down with you. And as a life partner, you want to go in this life enjoying and really feeling fully satisfied and happy. And, it's not that hard. I don't think he sees his family every day. See, 45 minutes is not far. Get a Tesla or something. I mean, it's electric car then, right? Gas is a little more expensive. I don't know where you are, but it's $7 here where I live in California, near to San Francisco. But the thing is, you got to make choices. See, in life, there are whys. We come across whys like you're just coming up with. The big thing is, you need to sit down and say, honey, let's move. Just 1.5 hours. And I promise you that we'll come back over the weekend. I don't know if he works over the weekend too. We don't know. But the whole situation is open it up.
Yeah. It's been open for a long time. We've had many conversations.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. It just doesn't go anywhere.
So then, Natalie, you're getting advice from a guy who's been married over 30 years to his wife.
42
years. Let's give Vinny a big round of applause. He's figured it out. So Natalie, what may be the next step is sales training. You may want to learn the sales conversation a little better.
If I may jump into this,
go ahead, Terry.
I've worked with a lot of different people with a lot of different business models, and big cities, little cities. And one of the things we used to hear all of the time, and I've even been guilty of saying it when I had my private practice as a psychologist, is that, well, I got to do this in person. And you don't have a small town problem, you have a business model problem.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's where you need to make some changes. And if you want to talk about that with me, because we actually do that with people, help them figure out their business model, I'd be more than happy to do that. But getting into trying to force a partner to move is not as strategic as maybe looking at your business model and making some changes in that. The other thing that I think about a lot is when we're stuck in a situation, and I live in Portland, Oregon, and it's not my favorite place in the world. I wouldn't say that it would be my top 10 places that I wanted to live in the world. But my parents were here, they were getting older, and I ended up putting roots in here. And so we've been here for a little while, and we're looking at moving. However, I honestly had that this is why my life won't work here attitude for a couple of years. And when I decided to change my business model and I started to change what I was focusing on, the things that weren't working and what I didn't like, to the things that were working and how could I make this work, everything changed for us. And so that's what I would suggest, is really start looking at how can I make it work. And I know you've been doing that at on some level, but now it's probably a place where you need to talk to somebody about how to change your business model so that you get what you're looking for. Because I don't think it's where you're at that's bothering you. I think it's not having the success you want.
It's
So true, so true. Very nice, very good answer. Thank you so much. Really, it is. That's option which can take care of everything. And I know
Natalie, you were
people.
saying
No, go ahead, please.
Go ahead, Natalie.
wait.
Thank you, Vinny.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
sure, sure.
I agree. Like my business model definitely needs to change 100%. And I think I would be happy to talk to you about that because that's it's difficult to find something that works. And then, it's the people are great here. It's just finding people that I click with easily, just on a social level, just hanging out with people, it's really difficult. And I think that's really bringing me down.
Natalie, hang with us.
Yeah.
Hang with us.
I
We're here
dropped
for
my
you.
link in the chat. Go ahead, book a call with me, and we'll talk about what your business model is right now and how you can tweak it to actually get more fluid in how you get out to people and what you can do. I think that's going to solve that problem, and then being able to, when you're bringing more income in, and this is something that we've talked about in Alchemist for years, is it's not a budget problem or a legacy problem. This is an income problem, and you increase your income and you're going to solve a lot of those problems because you'll be able to travel a little bit more, and he might be able to get out a little bit more, and it's hitting the same problem from a different point of view.
Yep.
How to get in
100.
contact with you again? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How is it to get in contact with you again?
He's dropping this link.
I put a link in the chat for you.
Okay.
I'll actually just put it in for everybody if they want to book a call.
There you go. And Natalie, when it comes to hanging out with people and finding, it doesn't matter what city you're in. If you're not good at finding people that you want to hang out with, it'll always be hard to find people that you want to hang out with. One of the reasons we built Alchemist Nation was to hang out with good people who are positive, have the abundance mindset, who want to create versus compete, who want to move each other forward, who want to grow. And we all have people in our lives that we know that are, naysayers, negative, who don't want to move forward. In fact, I live in Tampa. If I was seeking them out, I could find all the negative people around me. But I can go a whole month without ever leaving my house, but feeling so much positive energy because of all the calls that I'm on with so many great people every single day, all across the country. Some of my best friends are still living back in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. I'm on a podcast every day with every week with Vinny Chopra, who's out in San Diego. I'm on a podcast with Mike Shine, who's living in Rhode Island. I'm on a podcast with Mike, who's on the other with Mitch Dorsey, who's on the other side of Florida than I live on. It's 3 hours away. I hang out with Doug every week when we do our mentorship calls every night, every Monday nights. So and Ryan McDermott, who again is in Boston. So there's and then Terry Wager, who's out in Portland right now. So we're hanging with people all across the country because we've decided that we deserve better, that we deserve to have a community around us of motivated people, of excited people, of intelligent people who are millionaires and becoming millionaires. And some of us are brazen enough to say we want to be billionaires, and we're working together to make sure that we reach that goal. Because there's a lot of people I've met, young kids who are like, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. Bless you, but I'm not feeling it because you're trying to do it alone. So I don't have a lot of faith behind a person who's trying to be a billionaire by themselves. But in this community, when I hear people say, I want to be a billionaire, and then I see them attached to other people who say they want to be a billionaire, I got a lot of faith behind that because it's a lot easier to make that long distance trip with people. So Natalie, even if it's not $1 billion that you're looking to go for, you're in the right place, and Terry will take good care of you. He's done dozens of these. Go ahead, Mike Shine. I see your hand up.
Thank you.
And this is the last one. We're jumping off because I'm hungry.
This is going to sound like it's coming from left field, Natalie. And obviously, I 100% say talk to Terry. That's amazing, and he'll crush it. But just while I was listening to you, I was just inspired to say you should pick up the book, The 4 Agreements, and you should read that book, and especially the first agreement about being impeccable with your words. One of the things we do in this community is we hold each other accountable for our words and being positive, not in sort of a la-di-da sort of way, but just keeping us all. I mean, one of the things I'm always inspired by Vinny is just how positive he is every single time he's on there. His words are never negative. I spent the weekend with Walter, and every time I would see him in the hotel, he was just positive, and I think that begets more positive things. So read the 4 agreements and it'll just help you and then get on a call with Terry. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Let's give all of our coaches a big round of applause. Let's give Natalie Jennings a round of applause for being brave, for coming out here and saying where she's at and where she wants to be. For everybody who has ever been to a place that you don't want to be, remember, you're not a tree. You can pick up and you can move somewhere else. Whether it's emotionally, you're telling an old story that's not working for you, that's bringing you down in life, that's holding you back in the past, whether you're with somebody that doesn't support you or encourage you or engage with you, whether you're in a business that you don't like or you're tired of, or a business that isn't working anymore, that is not going to survive this recession, you can change. You can adjust how you interact with the world. You can adjust how you see the world, how you perceive the world. You can change who you're hanging out with. You can surround yourself with people who have what you want, so you can ask them how they got it or what they would be willing to trade for it. And if you surround yourself, if you focus on the best and you surround yourself with the best, you will inevitably become the best. It's one of the principles of the universe. This is a law that is out there that you can have what you want. You deserve the life that you want. You can protect your family. You can serve your family. You can serve your community. You can get to that next level. We wouldn't have set such a crazy goal as build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires if we didn't both know it was possible and it was big enough to be interesting. It was going to be fun enough and impactful enough for us to be worthy of doing it. Hands to the camera if you're committed to being one of those millionaires and to building millionaires once you've gotten yours. Awesome. Give yourselves a big round of applause one more time for all of our celebrity coaches, our millionaires, and for everybody who's committed to becoming one of them. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best.
The best.
Love you guys.
Hi, everybody. Peace.
Come on, Doug.
Bye-bye. Have
There we
a
go.
wonderful
Hi, Vinny.
Saturday. Have a great Saturday. Make it happen. Make this Saturday the best ever Saturday.
The best.
Today counts. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow, Sunday, but make the best of today.
Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you.
Thank you
Vinny.
so much.
Thanks, Vinny.
God bless you all. God bless you all. I would love to come into this. You charge me. Oh my gosh. I need to join more of, I know. I just get so excited, really, whenever I join, and I'm going to make myself more available. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you,
Vinny.
Vinny. Thank
God
you.
bless you,
Vinny.
Vinny.
Thank
Thank you, brother. I
Thank
appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.